to the third class or the third lesson of the chapter, the sentence. Let's begin with a small activity. So time for some fun. Well, here I come up with a tongue twister. You all know what a tongue twister is, right? Yes, it's a sentence that you speak really fast and it comes with alliteration. So what is it? Well, all the words in the tongue twister are mostly of the same letter or starts with the same alphabet. See, here is a tongue twister for practice. 4 furious friends fought for the phone. If you see, the first alphabet is 4 for F, and the sound of phone is F, which is the sound of phone. So yes, time for you to read it once and then practice it and then quickly say it as fast as you can. So 4 furious friends fought for the phone. Okay, so how would you say it quickly? Give it a try. Yes, 4 furious friends fought for the phone. Oh, I missed it. I'm sure many of you would have missed just like me. Okay, there's always a second chance. So let's practice it again. 4 furious friends fought for the phone. This time you got to be fast. 4 furious friends fought for the phone. Isn't it fun? Now don't look at the sentence and then try to say it as fast as you can. I missed again. So yes, it's 4 furious friends fought for the phone. Yeah, that's nice. So children, can you see something colorful on the board? Yeah, I see. Letters. Well, R-S-T-A-M. Does it make sense to you? Now, time to exercise your brain. Yes, think of a word which you could make after arranging them. Yes, did anyone guess? I'm sure you would have because it's very easy one and it's just like you. Yes? What is it? See? S-T-A-M-R. Can I think of something? Yes, come on. I should get an answer. Yes, you're right. I got the answer. It's smart. Yes. So let's quickly arrange these alphabets to make what we are. S. Then we go for the M. Then we go for the A. Then we go for the R. Then we go for the T. And we have our word ready. What is that word again, please, children? Can you repeat it? Yes, it is smart. Okay, it is smart. So children, let's have another word. So children, time for the next word. Well, I have added 2 more words, 2 more letters, I'm sorry, that is C and E. So what is the next letter that you could add from here to make a word for it, out of it? Yes, any guesses? Yes, you're right. It's C-A-R-E, care, right? Yes. So let's arrange it again. So it says C-A-R-E, That's care. Well, this is a virtue that you should be developing right from your childhood. It is something that you should be doing to yourself first and then to others. So children, in continuation to our previous activity where we tried to arrange the letters to make the two words smart and care. So we are going to apply the same concept here, but this time it is not the letters of English alphabet, but it is going to be the words. So yes, we come to the topic called sentence rearrangement. Sentence rearrangement. Now here you see these words. The examination will do students well in the. Well, does it make any sense to you all? No, not to me either. So yes, what can we do now? Yes, of course, the same task that we did in our previous activity. We try to exercise our brain and think of the correct positioning of these words in order to make them sound meaningful. Yes? Okay. But how do we do it? Well, there are 2 or 3 basic tips or secrets, you can say, to do this. First, try to read the words 2 times. Like, the examination will do students well in the. Try to gauge the overall meaning or clue of what the sentence is trying to tell us. Once we're done with that, the second thing that we would do is look for the subject and its related words. For example, a subject could be a noun, place, animal, thing, right? So yes, look for such words and try to look for adjectives or pronouns in relation to it. And then what we can do? We can look for the verb and then try to look for the adverbs or any other related words. Then finally we go for the prepositions. Then we try to put the prepositions in the proper place in the whole sentence. Okay? So these were the 4 steps. I repeat them again for you. First, read the words 2 times. Try to gauge or get a clue or some hint about what the sentence is all about or what is it trying to tell us. Second, look for the subject, the noun, the pronoun or the related words, that's adjective. Then go for the verb and the adverbs. Put them all together. This time, go for the prepositions and then put them all together and try to position them in a correct sequence so that you will have a meaningful sentence. So what can we do here? Well, I think the sentence is trying to talk about the examination or the students. These 2 could be the possible subjects, right? So here, examination or students, both of them. But the trick is which to position first, right? So let's just read. The examination will do well in the students. Does it make sense? No. So let's go for the second one. The students, oh yes, it is making sense. So the subject here would be the students. So the students. So here the students, what is the next thing that we will do? The subject is there. We'll try to link it with the verb, right? The structure of the sentence, a simple sentence, is simply the subject plus subject, verb, object, right? So that is the structure of a simple sentence. So the students So which is the verb or the helping verb which we can just locate it is will do, right? So we will continue adding it. So the students will do well in the. Yes, we are going for well in the. In the, yes of course, examination. Alright children, so isn't it easy? So rearranging the words is a really easy task and it's great fun. At the same time, it will help you exercise your brain. It will elaborate your thinking skills and moreover, it will improve your comprehension also. So let's begin with working the exercises given in your textbook. Come to page 5 on your textbook, English grammar book. So it says practice, exercise A. It says, my sister, in spite of prepared well, having for the examination, did not score good marks. Yes children? We'll repeat it once more in order to get the hint what the sentence is telling us. My sister, in spite of prepared well, having for the examination, did not score good marks. So, did you get some clue what are we talking about? Yes. We are talking about my sister here. So, she is the subject. So what does the rest of the part of the sentence tell us? How can we best arrange it? Yes? You can add my sister in spite of having prepared well for the examination did not score good marks. Yes children? So this is the correct arrangement of the sentence. Now, you are going to work the 4 questions as homework at home. Students, they say that half knowledge is dangerous. Yes, it is. So let's just begin to learn more about rearrangement of words. Now, to begin with, let's start to arrange these words into an imperative sentence. Now what is an imperative sentence? If you can recall, yes, it is a sentence which says order, gives a command or makes a request. In imperatives or in case of imperative sentences, what should be the structure of the sentence so that we can arrange the jumbled words in that particular order, right? So it's like you have a mind map, right? You have a map in your hand and the map is giving you direction to go to a particular destination. So this structure will help you arrange or reorder these jumbled words into an imperative sentence. Okay? So with imperatives, it is verb with the position in between for the prepositions and then you have the object. So how can we use this formula here? Now look at this and read it twice before we solve it. Q, bus stop. A, in, the, stand, at. I'm clueless. Let's read it again. Q, bus stop. A, in, the, stand, at. Yes, Now I think I can look for something. Well, initially we thought of getting the subject into place and then arranging. Yes, we are going to do the similar kind of thing, but this time we have a map here, or a helping map here. What is that we should look for first in this sentence? We should be looking for a verb in case if it is an imperative sentence. So yes, we are talking about the bus stop, as I said. So this is the subject, right? And then what is happening at the bus stop? We can look for the verb. Yes, bus stop, stand. Now look at the helping verb for that. Stand at the, okay, in a queue. So these are the phrases which we can get. So we can start like this. It says bus stop. This is one phrase. Stand in a queue. Okay. And then we have at the. So we can add this at the bus stop here, right? At the. So now what do we do? It's still not making any sense. Now we can use this formula. Take the verb first. What is that? Stand. Preposition in a queue. What is the object here? At the bus stop. So what is the correct answer? It will be stand in a queue at the bus stop. So we will again reshuffle these phrases which we formed and we will write the correct answer. That is verb stand in a queue at the bus stop. Alright children, so this is the imperative sentence, and the structure of imperative sentence is verb with a preposition and then the object. So we have this jumbled words and then we started with the verb stand. In a queue is again the prepositions placed here in between, and at the bus stop is the object. So children, now I want you to focus on page number 7 of your English grammar book. Come to exercise E. This is the task which we are going to do in synchronization with this exercise. What is that? Rearrange the words to form the types of sentences as indicated and punctuate them correctly. The first one is asking us to arrange all the words in an order in order to make an imperative sentence, and then we need to punctuate it. So now to do this exercise we would need the formula which I just explained you. What was that? Can you give me the answer? Yes, to recall, it is verb with the positioning of the prepositions, and then we have the object. Okay, so with the same formula that we just learned, apply the same thing to your exercise and solve the first one. So read the question. The hall, leave now, write. Does it make sense? No. So read it again. The hall, leave, write, now. So we should look for the verb first. So we can start leave, go for the prepositions, the hall, that's the object, right? Now, and it ends with a full stop. So this is our verb, this is the prepositions or the article here because we do not have a preposition, All right now together would be the object. Is that clear, children? So this is the way of solving the exercise E given in your textbooks. So students, let's move on to the next type of sentence and its rearrangement. So what is that? It is the exclamatory sentence. So yes, what is an exclamatory sentence? Can you recall? Yes, it is a sentence which expresses emotional feeling and it ends with a exclamation mark. Now how should the structure look like? The structure would look like how adjective plus the subject plus the verb and plus is and ends with a exclamation mark. So it's like how adjective, subject, verb is. Correct? So look at this sentence now. Bird is beautiful. How that? Okay? So how will you arrange this? You will say the how first here and then you go for the adjective, which is the adjective here. Look at that, it's beautiful. And then subject, it is the bird that we're talking about. And then we're going to go for the verb and at last is or and then the exclamation mark. So quickly, we will try to arrange it. How beautiful bird that is with a exclamation mark. So, is it correct? Yes. So, the sentence structure would be how plus the adjective plus the subject plus the verb, which is that, and then at last it is. Alright. So children, in continuation to the example that we saw about the exclamatory sentence and its structure and the reordering or the rearrangement, let's come to a similar example and solve it. Come to page 7 on your English grammar books and go to the question number 2. It says, sad, oh, how is news this? Well, you have to arrange these jumbled words into an exclamatory sentence and then arrange them, punctuate them in according to the structure that we learned. So the first thing was how, right? So we put the words here, oh how, which tells the extreme emotion about the sentence here. So oh how plus sad, that's the adjective. Then we go for the subject, this news, and then we write the verb is. Okay, and then punctuate it with the. So students, it's time for the next type of sentence, that is interrogative sentence. Now, what are interrogative sentences? Yes, it is a question or a sentence which asks a question and it ends with a question mark. The structure of the interrogative sentence could look like this. So it's yes or no. Then you have the answer question, that is, it means the word which would give you the answer either yes or no. So that's why it said yes or no answer question. So a word which asks the answer in yes or no format. Okay? So for example, do you read English? Yes? No. Do you speak Hindi? Yes, I do. No, I don't. So that is yes or no answer questions. Then we have to add the verb in the next. Then we have the subject, preposition, and then the object. So you are all aware about these. And now we look for these words in this particular jumbled words. That is the target of this particular sentence, the kind of sentence. Now look at these words which are jumbled. Corridor, do, run, you, in, the. So, do you get any meaning out of it? Corridor, do, run, you, in, the. So here if you see, which will be the word which asks us yes or no? Do you? Yes? So we can put this in the first. So we just write it, do you. Please remember, this is a very common mistake which all the students do. While rearranging, they would normally tend to copy the word as it is. Okay? But that is wrong. What is the rule of the sentence? The first rule which was taught in your grade 1 maybe. All the sentences begin with a capital letter. So please do not make that mistake. Start the sentence with a capital letter. Alright children? So yes. So do you, then come to the verb. Here the verb is clear here. So it's do you, run. Then we come to the preposition run in the corridor, which is the object. Sometimes the subject might be missing, or sometimes you might have the subject. So in both the cases, you don't have to worry about the subject. It might be there, it might not be there. So you can look for both the things, whether the subject is there or not there. So yes, the sentence is ready. We punctuate it with a question mark. Alright? So we'll read it once more to end it. Do you run in the corridor? Question mark. So students, time to come back to the exercise which is on page 7, exercise E. Come to the question number 3. It says, you do the when, will no, program begin. Read it again. You do the when, will no, program begin. So what do we arrange it, or how do we arrange it? We would first look for the yes or no answer question, that is do, here. So you begin the sentence with a capital D, that's do, first here. Then do you know? Do you know? When will the program alright children? So here if you see, yes or no answer question is there. Do you know? That's the verb. Know, when. Prepositions, will the, object we're talking about, program, begin. Okay? Yes children, now it's time for an activity. And to recap whatever we have learned. To start with, let's recall the parts of the sentences. So here in this activity, you are going to recall the parts of the sentences. What are the parts of the sentences? Can you tell me? Yes, it is subject and predicate. Now in this paragraph that I have written on the board, you are going to read and identify the subject. Okay, you're going to identify the subject and also underline the predicate. So children, read along with me. The Chipko Andolan is a movement that advocates the act of hugging trees to protect them from being felled. In early 1970s, a group of peasant women in Reni village in Uttarakhand braved the contractors sent to axe trees and prevented the cutting of trees by hugging them. So now children, start identifying the subject and underline the predicate. The Chipko Andolan is a movement. So here in the first line, though it is not the complete sentence, however, we know that we are talking about the Chipko Andolan. So this is the subject. What is it? It's the subject. And then we're going to underline the predicate, which is what it is talking about, the Chipko Andolan. It says, is a movement that advocates the act of hugging trees. So this is the subject and the predicate. Let's move on to the next part. This is a very complex sentence. That's why it has another part of it, the subordinate clause, to protect them from being felled. We go on to the next one. In early 1970s, a group of peasant women in Reni village in Uttarakhand braved the contractors sent to axe trees. So here what is it? It is trying to tell us that there were a group of brave women who fought against the contractors who came to axe the trees. So who came to fell the trees. So here the sentence, identify the subject here. So in the early 1970s can be skipped because it is just the other part of the sentence. So here the group of peasant women is the subject. So now we come to a conclusion that sometimes the subject could be just one word, like we did the examples in the starting of the class. And here if you see, the subject could also be a group of words, right? In the Reni village in Uttarakhand brave the contractors. So here we go, is the predicate. So here is the subject, and then this is again continuing, and prevented the cutting of trees by hugging them. So this comes to a point where we understand more about subject, that it could either be a name of a person, or we could be talking about a person, we could be talking about an idea, we could also be talking about animals, we could also be talking about some places, we could also be talking about a thing. So subject can be of these kinds. So in a sentence, it's not necessarily always that you will have a name, it could be all these things as well. And the predicate, yes, of course, what you are talking about, the idea, the animal, the monument, or the subject, so that will be the predicate. So students, just to the end of the chapter now, we begin to recall all that we learned. So the first thing that we learned is the sentence parts of the sentence, that's the subject and the predicate. You learned the kinds of sentences, that is declarative, interrogative, exclamatory and imperative, and then you learned the punctuation marks of these sentences. Followed by it, we started with the activity of rearranging the words or the letters and the letters. Then we started understanding the concept of rearrangement of sentence or the reordering of the sentence. We worked on a few examples by rearranging the jumbled words into the 4 different types of sentences, again with their punctuation. Yes students, I leave you with the thought that learn as many things as possible from as many people as possible. Learn even from a small bird. Learn even from the small helper who is working at your place. Learn from the birds that fly. Learn from the wind that is blowing. And I'm sure you will never regret that, because learning is a never-ending process. With this thought, I end the class and wish you be safe and healthy at homes. Bye-bye. See you again soon.